Hello YouTubers, welcome to another plough training day. If you haven't seen the previous videos in this series, now would be a good time to go back and have a look. I'll link them in the description below. This time we've got demonstration plots by Vintage Mounted, Classic Mounted, Vintage Trailed and Ferguson. We'll kick off with some of the highlights from these and then we'll move on to the rest of the field and hopefully see some improvements. Our first plot is a Vintage Mounted, and we join just as they're getting ready to put the first two full furrows up on the start. I think we ought to say thank you and well done to the demonstration drivers. We've got a good crowd of onlookers and some of those are extremely accomplished ploughmen. Not everybody's idea of fun demonstrating in front of these guys. Some lovely sort of plough and a great sight. Just a little uneven, which makes it a bit of a challenge, but you wouldn't want it easy, would you? Just take note that the front skimmer's missing here, and it's best not to have it on this run because it can cause you all sorts of problems. And there's the start approaching completion. If you'd like to post below with a comment and perhaps how many points you'd give that, and we'll do the same on some of the other starts through the field. Our next demo plot is Classic Mounted, and they're just getting ready here to chip in on the split.
As you can see, what he's doing is placing that furrow. You struggle to get it bang in the middle, but when his tractor wheel comes back, runs there.
And now here we are with the first two full furrows going up.
Aim with these two furrows now, it's not to be too deep on this front one, it just needs to be deep enough to put a nice clean furrow, and this one putting it up to it nicely. You don't want to be miles deep here and getting these two front ones right through here. As you can see, well, I'll let Carl get into it there, but they are probably chipped a little bit too much back in, to be honest.
Once again, as the start nears completion, how about marking that out of 20? Leave a comment below.
Just that though, because we're on the slope, he's had to wind it wider to get them to match. That was cool.
Now we'll move along to the trail ploughs. You'll notice there are only 3 furrows up after the first full round. That's a slightly different type of start, and I haven't got a full video of it, so we won't discuss it here. Maybe I'll catch it on another plough training day. The slightly uneven surface here highlights how wonderfully a trail plough follows the ground. You'll notice the difference between the results behind a trail plough and a mounted plough very quickly. And lastly, we catch up with the start of the Grey Fergie and Ferguson plough. Harry Ferguson would be very impressed with what these guys managed to achieve with just the Ferguson system to control the depth and no land wheel. Now it's time for everybody else to put into practice what they've just seen. This start is being put together in the same way as we mentioned in the trail plough class earlier. Once again, I don't have enough footage to show you the full story, so we'll talk about that in another video. Personally, I would think that's probably just a bit too wide. This would work better for me. How about marking this one out of 20? Leave a comment below and tell me what you think of it. This is looking good. Don't forget to leave a mark out of 20 for the start. It's nice to see this Marshall tractor and 3-furrow plough at work, both very unusual at a ploughing match. There's nothing much more frustrating than a plough that won't slip. I think this one's going to need a little bit more attention. Notice how the front and rear furrows produced by this plough are completely different, and if you look closely you'll notice the front skimmer's working very hard and the back skimmer's not touching the ground. It's time now to head back to the demonstration plots and learn how to finish a furrow when things don't quite go the way you planned.
Where you either need to drop a single furrow off, but that's too much, or you take your normal tool, and that's too much. You're like halfway out, if you know what I mean. And he's dropped exactly where he don't want to be, because as you can see, he's ended up with his tractor wheel right up against this furrow wall, and on sand it can't actually be in a worse position. Just to make you feel better, to be fair, in a way. If Carl had left it in the anti, what he's done, have you dropped your single one there, Carl?
Yeah.
He's dropped.
I was going to end up with 2 inches too much, and then the tractor had been fighting or what it wanted to do.
Yeah, if Carl had come with, you know, if he'd have stopped as he were, he wouldn't have had. He'd have had too much to go down between the tractor wheels. That's where the problem would have been. So anyway. Basically, it is on the top, so something you can salvage, something from a finish. It's when you're slipping in that's the problem. What you don't want to end up doing is with your tractor wheel dropping off the edge here at this point. And hopefully Carl's going to go to the other end and this it'll be come out alright. Yep.
Right,
So we've made it to the other end okay, but now we've got a slightly different problem.
Yeah, well this is what it's all about, ploughing. It's about being able to just make something of a bad job sometimes. What we were just on about being at wrong end, well, what you've got to remember is Carl's start is at that side of his tractor now, so these two runs that he's doing must be done to his neighbour, and your finish must be turned to your own start. These are what you call your shallowing runs. Due to the fact that Carl is just not right with his land now, this front furrow will be doing very little work. Yeah, it'll only be taking a little bit, and what he's intending doing now is leaving a strip of land which is 2 furrows. Slightly less than 2, isn't it?
Leave about 19.
19, that's what I do. Yeah, 19. What was your ploughing car? 10 and a half. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, so depending on the width of what you're ploughing, depends on what you leave. But it's usually less than 2 furrows that you leave, just slightly less than 2 furrows.
Like, when you put your last furrow up, you don't really want to be a full one, do you?
No.
You know,
no,
you
your
want
last,
to be like 8-9 inch.
That's it.
Really.
Yeah. If you leave a full furrow for your last run, it always looks big on your front furrow. Whereas if you leave just a little bit less, it comes down in gradient, the size of furrows.
Maybe not today.
Well, we'll see.
So just to clarify what was being said there, on this pass we're aiming to leave an inch under 2 full furrows. And we should be taking at least 1.5 and nearer to 2 furrows turned to your neighbour's plot. Because Carl was short of room, he's only going to be turning over 1 furrow and perhaps a couple of inches. And that's a problem because he won't have much soil under his wheel. And if you don't have soil under the wheel, your wheel mark will be deep and the judge will notice it and he'll knock your points off. The other problem is that when you've only got a couple of inches under that front furrow, if there's any stubble, it won't bury it properly and you'll end up with stubble all showing down your wheel mark, which is another few points off. We're jumping ahead now to the next pass, where the tractor travels from the same end of the field in exactly the same position, but the plough's moved across 1 furrow width. You need to be shallowed off here so you've got enough soil for the back furrow to turn on the last run. The discussion here is about using the front furrow to squeeze a little bit more soil underneath the wheeling when you get into the position that we're in today. Now we have to set the plough up for the finishing run. Don't forget to move the plough wheel so it runs in line with the tractor wheel. Now it's time for you to leave some marks out of 20 in the comments below for the finish. Remember, you're judging the last 8 furrows. Whilst we were concentrating on Carl's problems on the classic finish, the vintage mounted finish was going on just next to us, and I catch up with it at this point just before the last run.
What we're aiming for, not to leave a step there. Obviously it's just a little bit.
I can do that as well. A bit, yeah.
And a quick look at the Grey Fergie finish. Don't forget to leave some points. Move along to the next plot and we're at the trail plough demonstration. Getting very close to a finish here. You'll notice there's plenty of soil under the wheel mark and the width was right. We've got a full front furrow that the wheel is now sitting on. Here come the onlookers to the other end to see the finish. You'll notice there's plenty of soil in this wheel mark and also how close it is to parallel with the adjoining furrows. You probably remember my comment earlier on about how a trail plough follows the uneven ground so nicely. Take a look at these furrows here and compare it to some of the mounted ploughing you've seen earlier.
And then that back furrow, even if you just push it up a bit more, it will help it. You can push the board out, and if you just pull it in, it won't let it in.
So there you go, a trail plough finish. Don't forget to leave some points for this one as well.
First thing you look at when you look at that furrow, isn't it?
And once again, now it's everybody else's turn to see if they can produce something similar to what they've just been shown. Here's a quick demonstration of how to drop in at the end of the furrow so you don't end up with a bend. This is a good demonstration of what happens if you get your finishing width wrong. The tractor can't make up its mind whether it's going to slide in the furrow or stay on the top. It also distracts you and you forget to pull the cord.
About that, you said.
We're all ploughing there.
Come over that way.
Yeah, you want to just bring it back a little bit. You're right, yeah, you're right for that. It'll fall in. That.
All right.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Just look that way a bit.
Over there, don't
yeah.
Would you normally do it with that?
No, because I think you'll take the front out when you take it out, the old plough come out sort of thing. Just pull forward 2 yards. that way tomorrow.
Something's gone slightly wrong here because we're showing 2 wheel marks on the finish. You need to make sure you only show 1 or it'll cost you a lot of points. When you finally get the plough running how you want it, don't forget to take some measurements of all your settings. That way you can set it exactly in the right place right at the beginning of the plot rather than waiting till you get halfway down it. As we approach the end of the day, I just want to say thank you to all the ploughmen and a special thank you to those that allowed me to video their mistakes. We've all made plenty of those, and it's nice to get the opportunity to learn from somebody else's mistake rather than having to do it yourself. If you've enjoyed the video, please click the thumbs up button and give it a like. And also don't forget to leave a comment. We'd like to hear what you think of the format of the training days, of the video, and any comments you'd like to make on some of the ploughing. And we hope you'll join us again next Sunday with another video of something a little bit different.